All right, Shalom. First and foremost, want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachakodash. Double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone and citations to the elect. This is Brother Lawyer from Great Millstone, Miami. And the topic I want to go into in this lesson is healings, okay? All right, in these last days, man, we understand that the Lord is going to give his men spiritual power, okay? All right, and part of that, or part of what that comes with is healings, miracles of healings, okay? Matter of fact, the gift of healings is part of one of the gifts of the Spirit, okay? All right, which I'm going to start here, 1 Corinthians 12:28, Lord willing, this video is edifying. It says, and Yahweh hath set some in the church, first apostles, secondarily prophets, thirdly teachers, after that miracles, then gifts of healings, helps, governments, diversities of tongues. Okay, so part of the dispensation and administration of the Spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, all right, comes with not just the how would I say, the leadership of the church, heads of camps, prophets teaching, but also miracles. Okay. All right. Gifts of healings, man. You got a lot of believers out there that suffer from different infirmities or, just different bodily ailments. All right. You got brothers that suffer from deadly diseases or diseases that can be deadly, debilitating, brothers that, have problems with their hearing, eyesight, sisters too. And, believers that watch on the YouTube that we've never met before. Okay. All right. Hey, keep hope alive, man. Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, he's a God that works many wonders in the earth all the time. Okay. All right. So no matter what it is, man, if you just keep the faith, even Yahweh Shai, the scriptures say that the Lord's coming back with healing in his wings. Okay. So regardless of whether or not it happens on this side, all right, all of the elect will receive new bodies and, there shall be no more sorrow nor pain. Okay. All right, we're not going to have to suffer infirmities and diseases and sicknesses anymore. OK. All right. But we are firm believers in spiritual powers. OK. Unlike certain groups out there that don't really push it like that. All right. Or don't believe in it. They don't believe Yahweh shall perform miracles. We do. OK. All right. So, hey, again, man, brothers, believers out there, sisters in the faith, believers in Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai are going to receive healings. All right. Keep praying, keep doing the work, keep walking in the Spirit, keep coming before the Lord, and he's going to bring it to pass. All right. So let's get Matthew chapter 15, verse 29. It says, and Yahweh Shai departed from thence and came nigh unto the Sea of Galilee and went up into a mountain and sat down there. And great multitudes came unto him, having with them those that were lame, blind, dumb, maimed, and many others, and cast them down at Yahweh Shai's feet, and he healed them. All right, now let's go into some of these words here, man. Lame. Okay. All right. All right. The word lame is halas in the Greek, Strong's G5560. It says lame, deprived of a foot, maimed. All right. To halt, to be crippled. All right. To be limping. All right. So you got, you had people that couldn't really move their bodies like that. Maybe something was wrong with their legs, or, they suffered some type of paralysis or something like that. Probably had a walker or, an impediment in their feet or something like that. OK, they were crippled, in wheelchairs or whatever. You have one account where there was an individual in the scriptures, man. They had to carry him on a bed and brought him to Yahweh Shai. They went up on the roof, took, the tiles of the roof off and lowered him down to Yahweh Shai. And Yahweh Shai told him to rise and walk, man. That's the power of the Lord, man. Call Elohim Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, man. Okay, the Lord is mighty to save, man. It's like Peter and John said, to the scribes and the priest that was questioning them. Okay, all right. They said there's none under name under heaven given amongst men whereby we must be saved, man. Okay. All right. That's Yahweh Shai, man. Calling upon that name. Okay. Laying hands on one another in that name. That brings healings, man. Okay. And it's not far fetched. It's not, you know what I'm saying? It's not something that, oh, that, you know, the Lord would never do that for me. It's, you know, well, the doctor said that, you know, you know, because Esau's doctors always got some bullshit to say. The doctor said this, that, and the third XYZ, and it's going to just be this terrible, you know, boogie monster. Look, man. Okay. Yeah, Yahweh Shai rose from the dead. Okay. He killeth, the Lord killeth, and he maketh alive. He woundeth, and he healeth. Neither is there any that can deliver out of his hands. Okay. All right. So, you know, hey, that comes with healings, man. Brothers, you know, sisters out there, believers out there, you know, with different infirmities and, you know, disabilities and sicknesses. Okay. Continue to keep the faith, fight the good fight of faith, and the Lord is going to reverse that situation. Okay. And we got examples like this one in the scriptures. Okay. All right. Now we already know what some, you know, blind, it says blind. Okay. All right. Which, matter of fact, let's go to the word blind. Okay. It says Strong's G5185, typhlos or tuflos. All right. And it says blind. All right. Meaning that you can't physically see, you know, which there's brothers in the faith that suffer from that, you know. Hey, remember Yahweh Shai, there's an account in the scriptures, man. He spit in the ground and made some clay. He rubbed it in the guy's eyes and told him to wash it off. And when he did, he could see again. That's mighty, man. Hey, call Lam like Yahweh Shai, man. The Lord is mighty. He is mighty, man. Okay. Don't think it can't happen. Don't think it won't happen. Okay, it's in the scriptures for us to have hope, like the scriptures say. All right, whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope. Okay. All right, so you have people that was blind. So you got crippled and blind. Okay. All right, you got dumb. Okay. All right, Strong's D2974. All right, it's kufas. It means to be blunted, to be dull of tongue. Okay, blunted or lame in tongue, dumb, dull of hearing, deaf. So sometimes you have people who are deaf and they can't properly speak. Okay. All right. If you ever, you know, encountered somebody who had trouble with their hearing, especially from a very young age, they usually have, you know, trouble speaking as well. Okay. Because we learn how to speak and articulate through what we're able to hear. Okay. That even dogs. I remember I had a friend in the world. He had a dog, and the dog was deaf. And because the dog was deaf, the dog didn't really properly learn how to bark. Okay, so and if you tried to call the dog, you had to gesture with your hands or really be within its line of sight for it to respond to you. Okay, all right. It couldn't bark. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't, you know, how dogs normally act. You know, they're alert and sniffing around. A stranger walk in, they already on top of it barking. It wasn't like that, you know. But yeah, you had individuals who suffered that infirmity, okay, where they weren't able to properly speak, whether that was just something that they, you know, whether they could hear or not, that they suffered with, okay, or they couldn't properly hear. Okay, and that led to other complications as well. Yeah, Yahweh Shai healed those people. Okay. All right. All right. All right. And you got people saying, don't worship Yahweh Shai. Like, bro, hey, if you don't get out my face. But that baloney, man, hey, man, Yahweh Shai is worthy of praise and worship, man. Call Haloim like Yahweh Shai. This man stopped the weather. You know, it was storming. You know, the disciples was on the ship. It was like, Lord, we perish. And he rebuked the waves and the wind, and it stopped. He walked on water. He raised the dead. He raised from the dead. He casted out devils. You know, he performed exorcisms, you know, with just speaking a word. You know, you had that guy that had legion. He was, you know, and the Lord casted the demon off of him. You know, you had people that had leprosy, people who couldn't walk, people who couldn't hear or see. The woman with the issue of blood, like turning water into wine, disappearing, reappearing in crowds, like reading minds. He used to read people's mind. you know? Anyway, the word for maimed, okay, which is kailos, and it's G2948. It says crooked, of the members of the body, injured, disabled, maimed, mutilated. Okay, so physically disfigured, right? Probably, they was working, and maybe they made a mistake. They was working with sharp objects. They made a mistake, and they cut off a hand or cut off a finger, or what I'm saying, it was a terrible accident, and they received burns, third-degree burns. What I'm saying, they were physically mutilated in some type of way, disfigured terribly beyond repair. Well, not until they met Yahushua and he healed them, right? So there's that. Okay. It says, and others, many others. Okay. So it was so many other different situations, okay, of illnesses. All right. Because the scriptures say that he healed, they came unto him with many that had diverse diseases. So different kinds of diseases, cancer and diabetes and, what I'm saying, sickle cell and, all type of stuff, man. Jake be having all these diseases, man. Boils and stuff, man. Yahushua healed them, man. They cast him down at Yahushua's feet and he healed them, in so much that the multitude wondered. And when they saw the dumb to speak and the maimed to be whole. So imagine, hold on, let's paint the picture here, man. All right. It says the dumb to speak. So this person was not able to properly articulate, what you have people that's like that, they can't, they probably got a stutter, or they can't really speak like that. The Lord made them speak clearly. Okay. And you had the maimed to be whole. So you had people that was disfigured. Imagine somebody who was missing a hand or arm or a leg, or I'm saying, they, like I said, they received third-degree burns or something like that. You know what I'm saying? And Yahushua laid hands on them and repaired all the damage. Like they grew a whole nother hand back type. You know what I mean? Their pigmentation came back from the burn. Like they had leprosy and they got their melanin back. Like, you understand what I'm saying? Okay. It says the lame to walk. So somebody who was unable to walk, they was crippled. Okay. They was unable to walk, or they were unable to walk, properly. Next thing you know, they jumping up and down, running around, walking just fine. Which usually what happens when somebody's crippled like that, or, they're just unable to walk, period. What happens is that the muscles in their legs begin to degenerate. So, what I'm saying, that leads to a certain weakness in their body, to where, it basically just gets worse. They can't really move like that because they can't walk. So the muscles that are associated and that help them walk aren't used. So they begin to deteriorate and degenerate. I believe it's called muscle atrophy. Okay. All right. So this individual who was unable to walk, they were physically impaired. Their muscles probably atrophied. Yahushua laid hands on them. Okay. And reversed all of that damage. Okay. So ligaments started coming together. Muscle fibers started connecting and repairing. Okay. Joints strengthened. Okay. And then they began to walk. All right. It says, and the blind to see. So somebody who was unable to see. Okay. They probably have a walking stick. You got people that have guide dogs and stuff like that, or they need somebody to hold their hand and guide them around. All right. They can see now. Okay. And they glorified the God of Israel, and you dang right, man. You're dang right, man. I'm sure it was a whole lot of worshiping and praising going on at that very moment, man. Okay. All right. They were saying, call halayim la Yahweh b'Hashem Yahushai b'Hashem Rachak with the swiftness, and much passion, man. you know. So understand, man, the Lord is going to do these things again. That which is then is now. Okay. That which hath been is, you know, that is hath already been. Okay. Let's get matter of fact, this is an account I really like. The woman with the issue of blood. Okay. One of my favorite accounts in the scriptures. All right. So all right. This is let's start at verse 40. Luke chapter 8, verse 40, it says, and it came to pass that when Yahushua was returned, the people gladly received him, for they were all waiting for him. And behold, there came a man named Jairus, and he was a ruler of the synagogue, and he fell down at Yahushua's feet and besought him that he would come into his house, for he had one only daughter about 12 years of age, and she lay a dying as he went. But as he went, the people thronged him. All right. It says, and a woman having an issue of blood 12 years, which had spent all her living upon physicians, neither could be healed of any, came behind him and touched the border of his garment, and immediately her issue of blood stanched. All right. So, okay. All right. Let's unpack that real quick. All right. So there's Jairus, his daughter. She's home. Okay. All right, she died, okay, I believe of an illness, okay? The scriptures don't really go into detail here, okay? And so he's begging Yahushua to come and lay hands on his daughter and raise her back from the dead, because that was his only daughter. Of course, he loved her, okay? And as he's going, there's a crowd of people just surrounding him, people bumping into him, you know, trying to get close to him. And then there's this woman with an issue of blood, okay, all right, which that's going into her, you know, basically her bleeding. OK, you know, out of that area. All right. Which technically makes her unclean according to the law. OK. All right. And she touched the hem of his garment. Now, mind you, this woman, she spent all her living upon physicians. OK. You know, she was going to the doctor's office. OK. Going to you know, the physicians to help her with her infirmity, probably taking different types of herbs and medications, procedures, and none of it worked. OK, and some other accounts actually says that it got worse. OK, rather than better. OK, and she came behind him and touched the border of his garment. And then immediately, you know, her issue of blood was dried up and she was healed. OK, so I say all of that to say this, you know, you got, you know, certain times, man, you know, brothers and sisters, believers going through infirmities, and, you know, according to Esau's science or the world's medicine, they say, oh, well, because, you know, it's this disease, you'll never be healed from it. You know, no matter what you do, you got to take our medication to try to regulate the symptoms, all this other bullshit. You know, and then the medication come with more symptoms and more problems with it, you know, right? OK, well, according to that scripture, that don't matter, because Yahushua healed this woman, man. OK, and it was because of her faith, man. So the point I'm trying to make here, man, is, hey, don't let the world discourage you into believing that, again, it can't happen for you. OK. All right, that this is just the end all be all. This is just the sentence of your life. Nah, man, keep the faith, man, and draw nigh unto the Lord. He will draw nigh unto you. OK, humble yourselves, you know, under the mighty hand of the Most High, and he shall lift you up. OK, all right, we know the Lord chasteneth, he woundeth, he healeth. The scriptures say, despise not thou the chastening of the Lord, man. OK, all right, you know, he bringeth low and raiseth up, he woundeth, and his hands make whole. All right, so if you keep your faith in Yahushua, all right, that so-called irreversible condition eventually will go away. All right, in due time. Trust in the Lord. OK, does that mean that, of course, you don't do what you need to with, you know, the herbs and things like that, you know, and exercise or whatever, if it's possible for you to, you know, to help manage your condition? No, of course, you do that to the best of your capabilities. But at the end of the day, you know, trust in Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, man. and he's going to bring the healing that you desire. Okay. Now, verse 45, it says, and Yahushua said, who touched me? When all denied, Peter and they that were with him said, Master, the multitude thronged thee and pressed thee, and sayest thou, who touched me? And Yahushua said, somebody had touched me, for I perceive that virtue is gone out of me. And when the woman saw that she was not hid, she came trembling, and falling down before him, she declared unto him before all the people for what cause she had touched him, and how she was healed immediately. Okay, right, because she was afraid, because according to the law, she wasn't supposed to be around nobody, touching nobody. Nobody was supposed to be touching her because she was unclean. And because she had this issue for 12 years, it wasn't something that just came and went like it does with normal women. It just was something that was just continually happening. Okay. And so she knew, that what she done technically according to the law was a great offense. And that's why she was afraid. All right. But she believed that, from what she heard of Yahushua, how many people were healed by him, she was like, okay, well, if I could just touch just the border of his garment, I'm not going to try to make a scene or get too close, or make it noticeable. I'm going to be healed, man. And Yahushua perceived her faith, man. Okay. And she was blessed for it. Okay. Verse 48, it says, and he said unto her, daughter, be of good comfort. Thy faith hath made thee whole. Go in peace. While he was yet speaking, there come one from the ruler of the synagogue's house, saying, thy daughter is dead, trouble not the master. But when Yahushua heard it, he answered, saying, fear not, believe only, and she shall be made whole. So she was in a near death state. Okay. All right. But they came and told her that the disease basically had ran its course and she passed. Right. But Yahushua said, nah, man, don't talk like that, man. Just believe and she's going to be made whole. And when he came into the house, he suffered no man to go in save Peter and James and John and the father and the mother of the maiden. And all wept and bewailed her. But he said, weep not, she is not dead, but sleepeth. And they laughed him to scorn, knowing that she was dead. And he put them all out and took her by the hand and called, saying, maid, arise. And her spirit came again, and she arose straightway, and he commanded to give her meat. And her parents were astonished. So you see this young girl, she died. Yahushua, grabbed her by the hand, man. Okay. And commanded her to arise, and she arose from the dead. And her parents were astonished, but he charged them that they should tell no man what was done. So again, you see the power of Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai, man. Okay, you see the power of faith, trusting in the Lord. Okay. All right. Matter of fact, the scriptures say the Lord healeth all, forgiveth all thy sins and healeth all thy diseases, man. And trust and believe that power is here and it's going to be increased in a major way in these last days. All right. Continue to trust in Yahweh Bashem Yahushai Bahashem Rachakwadash. That's the point really of this lesson. Okay. Now, let's see. I want to go to John real quick. John 14. Okay. And verse 12, it says, verily, verily, I say unto you, he that believeth on me, the works that I do shall he do also, and greater works than these shall he do, because I go unto my Father. And whatsoever he shall ask in my name, that will I do, that the Father may be glorified in the Son. If he ask anything in my name, I will do it. So, the Lord promised his disciples that they were going to have similar power to him, and they were going to do greater works than he did. So Yahushua was raising the dead. He was healing the sick. He was casting out devils, man. That means that the men of the Lord who believe on his name are going to be able to do the same. Okay. All right. You got an account in the scriptures in the book of Acts, which I love this account because it's this is wild, man. All right. Just going to show you that the Lord be just showing out. Like Acts chapter 5, like explain this, man. Talking about no miracles and all this. Like break this down, bro. Okay. All right. Acts chapter 5, verse All right, so Acts chapter 5 and 12, it says, and by the hands of the apostles were many signs and miracles wrought among the people. So that's the thing. Like when the scriptures say that Yahushua, his disciples, performed miracles, there were witnesses to this. Okay, it doesn't say they performed miracles in secret. Now, granted, there was times where that happened. There was times where certain miracles just performed, among the disciples or among certain people. And it wasn't publicly known till later, okay, or until it was recorded down. All right. But in a lot of cases, we read about how Yahushua and his disciples worked these miracles among the people. Like there was people seeing this. OK. All right. And they talked about it and it was known. All right. That's why the apostles received so much resistance, because it was like, yo, man, what they're doing. All right. People are actually witnessing it. And so we have to stop this. We have to come against it. We have to throw them in jail. We have to persecute them. Did we not command you not to teach in this name, etc.? OK, they had to lie on Yahushua. They had to slander him. They had to say, oh, well, he casting out devils by the prince of devils. That's how he doing all these miracles. The same thing one body in Satan was saying. OK. All right. It was witchcraft. Y'all saying that, then that means it was witchcraft. Lord gonna jack you niggas up, man. OK. But anyway. All right. Acts chapter 5, verse 12, it says, and by the hands of the apostles were many signs and wonders wrought among the people. And they were all with one accord in Solomon's porch. OK. And it says, and of the rest durst no man join himself to them, but the people magnified them. And the believers were the more added to the Lord, multitudes, both men and women, insomuch that they brought forth the sick into the streets and laid them on beds and couches, that at the least the shadow of Peter passing by might overshadow some of them. And there came also a multitude out of the cities round about unto Jerusalem, bringing sick folks and them that were vexed with unclean spirits, and they were healed every one. OK, so break that down, man. They brought sick people into the streets. Imagine you walking down a street. OK. All right. A crowded street, and it got sick people just laid on the left hand and on the right hand on the sidewalks. OK, on the sides of the streets, just so that the shadow of Peter passing by might overshadow them and they can be healed. OK. All right. It says there came also a multitude. So not just a few, 1, 2 people, a couple dozen, no, multitudes of people, man. All right. Dozens and dozens and dozens, hundreds, maybe thousands of people, man. OK. And it says that they healed every one. This is in the scriptures, man. OK. So, hey, man, again, man, this power is coming back, man. Trust in Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai, man. OK. All right. Trust in Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai. Trust in the power of the Lord. This power is coming back, man. You have believers that's out there that got these different infirmities, disabilities, sicknesses, diseases. The Lord is going to cast those thorns out. All right. In the name of Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai, through the men of the Lord, man. That's why it's important to pray. OK, and read the scriptures and have faith in what's written, man. OK, so, just wanted to bring it out. It was on my spirit. So, hey, had to follow what the Lord wanted me to do. OK, Lord willing, it was edifying. Want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai, B'Hashem Hakodash. Double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone, and citations to the elect. Kwame Yasharallah. Shalom.